Broadcasting live from the Meridix Viobia Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. And we have made it to the final week of the 2022-2023 GNASH regular season. And we are kicking off this week with a major game. MBA and Brentwood, both teams wrapping up the regular season tonight. Both teams taking their last crack at trying to win the GNASH Cup. If Brentwood win, then Ravenwood will have to beat Rutherford on Thursday night to win the trophy. If MBA win, then Ravenwood only need to tie Rutherford on Thursday. But if this game ends up being tied, Ravenwood will win the GNASH Cup due to having an insurmountable total goal differential across the entire regular season. We'll explain that in a bit. But yeah, this is a big game between these two teams. Brentwood, the reigning GNASH Cup champs, but if they lose, then they will lose their defense, and it'll be either MBA or Ravenwood crowned regular season champs at the end of Thursday night. So let's go over the results of last week. We do have one game from tonight in the books. Short week last week. Well, we had games on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because of the MLK holiday. There were only 8 games. Last Monday, Brentwood beat Father Ryan 5-2. Hendersonville Beach beat Independence 5-3. On Wednesday, Nolensville, Ensworth, Lipscomb, and Independence finished in a 5-5 tie. Pope Prep CPA GCA beat Father Ryan 4-2. Franklin BGA beat the Rutherford Rampage 4-3. And Ravenwood beat Brentwood 6-5 on Friday. A classic game between Ravenwood and MBA that ended in a 1-1 tie. Lee Guy, I was actually shown the video in a still. When he got off that shot, the buzzer sounded right when it was getting to Ryan Farrell. So that's how late his would-be game winner was. The Outlaws beat USNBA Nashville Christian. And the one final from tonight that is in the books, USNBA Nashville Christian bouncing back from that Friday loss, beating Centennial 3-1. USNBA Nashville Christian, the first team to finish the regular season. So here are the Phase 3 standings coming into tonight. Tier 1, Mount Juliet, Green Hill, Lebanon, and Brentwood are both 4-2, but Mount Juliet are ahead because they beat Brentwood a couple weeks ago. Ravenwood in third at 3-1-2. MBA in fourth at 2-1-3. Pope Prep CPA GCA in fifth at 3-3. Franklin BGA sixth at 2-1-2. Father Ryan seventh at 1-5. Excuse me, the Rampage at 0-4-1. Tier 2, now with that USN Centennial game in the books, the Outlaws leading at 4-0-1. USNBA Nashville Christian 4-3. Again, their regular season is over. Nolensville, Ensworth, Lipscomb at 3-0-2. Hendersonville Beach 3-2-1. Centennial 3-3. They'll play Hendersonville on Wednesday to close out the regular season. Summit Page in 6th at 2-2-1. Independence 7th at 1-4-1. Station Camp Liberty Creek at 0-6. They have already wrapped up the 8th seed. They wrapped it up a couple weeks ago. The schedule for tonight, a game that's getting close to being over on Rink B at here at Centennial. Summit and Independence. Last time I was over there, just before I started this broadcast, Summit were ahead 5-3 near the midway point of the third. If Summit win that game, or if it ends in a tie, Independence, who are finishing up their regular season tonight, they had their senior night ceremony tonight, they will be the 7th seed for the Henry Hine Cup. Another game that should be close to getting done. Over in Bellevue, got started at 6:45. Franklin BGA taking on Pope Prep CPA GCA. Senior night for Pope. Coming up in just a couple minutes here on Rink A at Centennial. MBA taking on Brentwood. A game that should be getting underway at 8 o'clock over on Rink B here at Centennial. Father Ryan and Rutherford. Regular season finale for Father Ryan. Whoever wins this game, because it's Father Ryan's last of the regular season and they're only ahead of Rutherford by a point, whoever wins this game will be the 7th seed for the Henry Hine Cup, and the loser will be the 8th. But if it ends in a tie, remember Rutherford play Ravenwood on Thursday night to close out the regular season entirely. They would still have a chance to beat Ravenwood and leapfrog Father Ryan and get the 7th seed for themselves. And at 8:20 on Rink 2 in Bellevue, Nolensville, Ensworth, Lipscomb taking on the Outlaws. The Outlaws, if they win, only if they win, they will claim the 1 seed for the Henry Hine Cup. And I forgot to go over the GNASH Cup standings. Ravenwood leading the GNASH Cup standings at 9-2-2. Brentwood in second at 9-3-1. MBA third at 8-2-3. Pope Prep CPA GCA fourth at 7-5-1. Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon fifth at 6-6-1. Franklin BGA in sixth at 3-5-4. So whoever loses this game tonight is going to be eliminated from GNASH Cup contention. Let's talk about the two teams playing tonight's game. First up, MBA, coached by J.P. Dumont, as we go over the results of their last 5 games coming into tonight. Dating back to December 5th when they lost to Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon 5-2. Came out of the holiday break with a 5-0 win over Father Ryan on January 4th. Then a 3-2 win over Pope Prep CPA GCA on January 9th. And then 1-1 ties with Franklin on January 11th and Ravenwood this past Friday. A player stat tonight. First up, the Skaters. If the internet wants to, all right, work with me here. Lee Guy is the team's leading scorer. He has 29 points from 20 goals and 9 assists. Cooper Green, 19 points from 6 goals and 13 assists. Matt Moore, 12 points from 4 goals and 8 assists. Trace Graham, 8 points from a goal and 7 assists. Trey Wick, 7 points from 6 goals and an assist. Cam Kinzer, 5 points all from assists. Emmett Castillo, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Ed Herlitzka, 4 points all from assists. Alex Dubé, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Caleb Kirkland, Ethan Sides, and Lucas Tarquin each with a point from a goal. Michael Datillo and Brandon Fremgen each with a point from an assist. On to goalie play, Hunter Wick has played in 12 games. His record 8-1-3. He's played 504 minutes. Goals against average of 1.67. 2 shutouts. He's allowed 20 goals on 285 shots. Turned away the other 265. His save percentage in the regular season is .930. Aiden Becker has played in only 1 game. That was the Mount Juliet game on December 5th, which MBA lost. He played the full 42 minutes, allowed 5 goals and 15 shots. Turned away the other 10. His save percentage in the regular season, .670. On to Brentwood, coached by Chris Oram, as we look over the results of their last 5 games coming into tonight. Dating back to November 30th when they beat Pope Prep CPA GCA 3-0. December 7th, they beat Rutherford 7-4. They came out of the holiday break January the 11th with that 9-4 loss to Mount Juliet. Then they bounced back with a 5-2 win over Father Ryan last Monday before losing to Ravenwood last Wednesday 6-5. So here are the Brentwood stats coming into tonight. Stevie Lipa is the team's leading scorer, but he is out sick tonight. He has 26 points from 16 goals and 10 assists. Larson Smith, 20 points from 6 goals and 14 assists. Aiden Bustici, 19 points from 9 goals and 10 assists. Luke Ohoffen, 16 points from 4 goals and 12 assists. Dominic Kamsu, 11 points from 2 goals and 9 assists. Kyle Barberite, 10 points from 3 goals and 7 assists. Jack Schultz, 8 points from 5 goals and 3 assists. Ty Essenmacher and Callahan Fielder each with 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Lucas Bowman, 5 points from 2 goals and 3 assists. Sebi McClure, 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Zane Cesaroni, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Connor Allen, who's also out sick tonight with 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Graham Engelhart, Griffin Trott, Payne Fielder each with a point from a goal. On to goalie play. Payne Fielder has played in 7 games. His record 6-1. He's played 293 minutes. Goals against average of 2.44. 1 shutout. He's allowed 17 goals on 137 shots. Turned away the other 120. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .880. And Georgi Kachaturian has played in 6 games. His record 3-2-1. He's played 252 minutes. Goals against average of 4 even. 1 shutout. He's allowed 24 goals on 125 shots. Turned away the other 101. His save percentage in the regular season is .810. As the warm-up clock is down to 0. So like I said, if Brentwood win this game, Ravenwood would have to beat Rutherford on Thursday night to win the GNASH Cup, because a win for Brentwood would give them 10 total on the regular season, and Ravenwood at the moment only have 9. So if Ravenwood were to tie or lose to Rutherford on Thursday night, they would lose the GNASH Cup on the total wins tiebreaker. But if MBA win, then Ravenwood would only need to tie Rutherford, because MBA with a win tonight would finish with 9 total wins, Ravenwood already have 9 wins. Ravenwood own the head-to-head because they won the first game against MBA 4-0 on November 11th, and the most recent meeting on Friday was a 1-1 tie. Game is underway. Zane Cesaroni with a puck at center for Brentwood. Brings it into the NBA zone on the right wing side and shoots it into the netting above the glass. It might have gone off an NBA sticking its way down. NBA beat Brentwood 5-2 back on November 7th. So Brentwood have to win this game in order to snatch the head-to-head. Payne Fielder in goal for Brentwood. Hunter Wick in goal for NBA for this first period. Brentwood are moving the puck from my left to right. NBA from my right to left. Draw was to the left of Hunter Wick. And NBA win it, bring it to center. Take it back by Brentwood, but then immediately take it back by NBA, but then they give it right back to Brentwood. And now the puck is in the NBA zone. Out on the far side. Clearing attempt held in at the left point by Bustici. He sends it back down the wall. Larson Smith at the inboard, tried to put it in front for Ty Essenmacher. Went off his stick. Luke Olhoffen on the left wing side. Shooting it past the net. Ed Herlitzka passing it ahead to Alex Dubé on the near side, trying to get it out. It stays in the zone. Clearing attempt just goes over the blue line and out. Owen Seeley with it at center. Fires it back in off the far side boards. Brentwood will make some changes to the line. And here come the Big Red. Trey Wick center with a puck. Has it poked off his stick by Will Hubbard. It's back in the NBA zone. Brought out by Brandon Fremgen. Crosses the red line. Dumps it into the Brentwood end. Puck over on the far boards. Not a big crowd on hand for this game. Aiden Bustici standing behind his own net with a puck. Fires it ahead to Trey Wilkins at center. Goes off his stick into the NBA zone. Picked up by Fremgen. Passes it over to Cooper Green. Stretch pass to Lee Guy hanging out at center. Tried to backhand it to the middle lane for Ethan Sides, but that was intercepted by Kyle Barberite. NBA able to get it back. Guy dumps it into the Brentwood zone. Puck's behind the net. Picked up by Dominic Kamsu. Playing his last regular season game as a Bruin. He's graduating. Hard to believe that he's already a graduating senior. Of course, his big sister Chloe won 3 Preds Cups and a GNASH Cup in her time, and she and Dominic played together for his freshman year. No, wait a minute, his first 2 seasons. They won a Preds Cup together in 2019-20 and were on the losing side to NBA in 2020-2021, which was Chloe's senior year. Puck in the right wing corner of the NBA zone. Now coming around to the far side. Cooper Green chipping it out, and it looked like they waved off icing as it comes on goal and Payne Fielder stops and covers. They waved off icing because it just hopped under the stick of Callahan Fielder at center. 10:38 to go in the first. No goals on the board, and that was just the second stoppage of play. Draws to the left of Payne Fielder. So I'm gonna have to explain it between the first and second periods. But if this game ends in a tie, Ravenwood will win the GNASH Cup tonight because, again, they already have 9 regular season wins to NBA's 8. So NBA would lose out on the total wins tiebreaker. But Brentwood will lose out because Ravenwood's total goal differential is insurmountable. And that's because of GNASH rules that keeps it from being closed up on. Puck is in the NBA zone. Michael Datillo is going to bring it out. Carrying it towards the Brentwood blue line. Now here is a shot that just misses the net to the left of Payne Fielder. That shot coming from Ethan Moore. Aiden Bustici on the far side now takes a bump, but the puck is cleared out by Sebi McClure. Again, Stevie Lipa and Connor Allen are out sick tonight, so some of these big guns are going to have to step, or some of these players for Brentwood that don't get a lot of ice time, I should say, are going to have to step up in their place. As puck is back in the Bruins zone, McClure with it. Banks it off the near boards. And Lucas Bowman, who's playing for the first time in a while, carries it into the NBA zone. Puck knocked off his stick. He was triple teamed in the slot. Now here's Matt Moore out at center. Dumping it into the Brentwood zone from right atop the red line. Trey Wilkins passing across to the far side in Pustitsi. Pustitsi into the NBA zone. A shot misses the net to the right of Wick. Brentwood won the opening draw and got off a little rush, and Wick had to make a save. That's the only shot on goal of the game so far. Trying to get the puck out of his own zone is Edwin Bass. It's out at center. Dominic Kamsu drops it back into his own zone, so no icing. And getting there first is Caleb Kirkland. He tried to send it around the boards to the near side. Aiden Pustitsi with it for Brentwood. Tried to chip it ahead. Now here's Bowman, right wing side of the NBA zone, trying to cross to the left wing. Tried to shoot. It was deflected by an NBA stick. Puck coming around to the right point, held in Cesaroni, sent towards the front of the net. And it took a deflection, and it comes on goal where it stopped and covered up by Wick. 8:26 to go in the first, still zip. Ryan Zarneski also out tonight. And also scratched for Brentwood, Hill Houston and Reed Odell. Draw to the left of Wick. A lot of these players who don't get playing time have played the minimum 5 games required to be able to take part in a playoff game. Jack Schultz dumping the puck back into the NBA zone. It's out on the far side, Brandon Fremgen. Passing ahead, went off a stick into the Brentwood zone. Barbarite's going to get to it and clear it on the near side. Knocked down at center by Trace Graham. He just kept his stick at enough of a height to not be called for high sticking. Now the puck sent back into the Brentwood zone. Kamsu will catch up to it on the far side. Comes around the back of the net, out to the near side, skates through center. Makes his way to the left wing as he crosses the NBA blue line, closing in on goal. Goes around the back of the net, try to wrap around. Puck got away from him right when he got out on the follow-through. Holds it in the zone, carries it to the left wing side. And we get a whistle because the NBA net got dislodged. 7:26 to go in the first, and still no goals on the board in this one. Draws to the left of Wick. One by NBA. Puck carried to center. Pushed into the Brentwood zone. There's a foot race, and Owen Seeley is going to beat Eli Stark to it. Puck on the far side. Cleared out from the right point by Larson Smith. Back in the NBA zone. Michael DeTillo fires it ahead. Carried out to center, but knocked off the stick of Cooper Green by Larson Smith. It's back in the NBA zone. Big Red get it out again, but Aiden Bustitsi with it now at center. Chips it back into the NBA zone. Here's Cooper Green. Behind the net. Passing it to the far side. Eli Stark out at center. Ahead for Emmett Castile, who's in the Brentwood zone. Backhands it around the boards to the far side, held in by Green. Trey Wick trying to keep it alive at the right point. It's cleared out by Luke Olhoffen. Michael DeTillo banging it off the near boards. Larson Smith drops it back to Seeley. Excuse me. Seeley passing it up the far side. Pustitsi crossing over to Olhoffen. Olhoffen dumps it back into brings it back into the NBA zone, taken away and cleared. Pustitsi intercepts at center, brings it back in on the left wing side. Tries to backhand it in front. It went off of Hunter Wick. Puck comes out in front, and it's cleared out of the zone on the far side by Matt Moore. Kyle Barbarite Passing ahead to Olhoffen, who tried to one-touch it over to Pustici, and Pustici must have taken a hit because he's bent over as he comes back to the bench. Lee Guy with a shot from the left wing side of the Brentwood zone that misses the net to the left of Payne Fielder, and it went off the top of the dasher and just touched the netting above the glass. Mike O'Neill, one of the officials for this one. I guess it went off a Brentwood stick on the follow-through. It certainly didn't go off a Fielder. Draws to his right. 5:31 to go in the first. No goals on the board. One by Brentwood. Barbarite passing to his left, and Kamsu try to get it ahead for Fielder. Puck's out at center. Schultz, passing ahead to Zane Cesaroni. Brings the puck back into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Carries it around the back of the net. Try to put it in front for Schultz. Went off a stick. Comes to Kamsu. His shot. It's blockered into the netting above the glass by Hunter Wick. Draw is going to be to the left of Wick. And the puck slides out to center. Barbarite and Wilkins were kind of hesitant to go after it. Barbarite's going to bring it back in. He's in the right wing. And he's behind the net with it. Passes out to the left point, Dominic Kamsu. Kamsu moving down. Puck is behind the net. Kamsu comes out to the right wing, comes out in front. Got tied up and fell to his knees. Puck sent past the net by Will Hubbard. And now it's taken by NBA. Alex Dubé, right wing side of the Brentwood zone. A shot hit the skates of Kamsu and goes into the netting above the glass. 4:20 to go in the first, and still no goals on the board. Draw is going to be to Fielder's left. Draws one by Brentwood. Jack Schultz clears it. It's in the NBA zone on the left wing. Zane Cesaroni trying to tap it towards the front of the net. Got knocked down in the left wing corner by Michael DeTillo. The Brentwood bench wanted a call. They're not going to get one. No official with his hand in the air. There's a one-timer for Pustici. Oh, went off of something into the netting above the glass. .53 left in the first. Still no goals on the board. Draws to the right of Wick. Puck back in the NBA zone. Behind the net, Cooper Green battling with Ty Essenmacher. Puck now going to the left wing corner. Larson Smith with it. Passes up top. Sebi McClure, center point. A shot knocked down by a stick in front. Oh, and then Owen Seeley, or Kyle Barbarite, tried to set up Ty Essenmacher in front, but the pass missed Essenmacher. And here goes Trey Wick to center. Wick passes over to Edwin Bass. Bass a shot over the Brentwood net. It goes. Oh, and a pass attempt knocked out in front. Shot off the right leg pad of Fielder from in front. A pass attempt got knocked down by Evan Smith, who was suddenly all alone in front, and his shot went off the right leg pad of Fielder. Now here's Luke Hoffman in the NBA zone, shot from the slot off the left leg pad of Hunter Wick. Puck passed up the far side. Alex Dubé in the Brentwood zone, right wing side, has to go around the back of the net thanks to good back checking from Kyle Barberite. Now pass the puck over to the far side, and Guy, who passes up the far boards. Datillo, right point, passing down to Matt Moore. Puck taken away by Barberite. Puck now back over on the far boards. Callahan Fielder pokes it ahead for Kamsu. Dominic Kamsu knocked into the boards by Michael Datillo, who's about 4 inches shorter than Kamsu. Here's Jack Schultz now with a puck. Trying to cross over to the left wing. Big tie-up for the puck on the far boards. Michael Datillo comes out with it, puts it behind the net. Cam Kinzer on the near side, backhands it ahead to Kyle Barberite, who knocked him down from behind. There's an icing against NBA. And there's going to be a penalty, an interference call against Barberite for knocking down Datillo. I figure that was why Mike O'Neill put his hand up right before the puck got to the red line and went down for an icing. So NBA getting the first power play of the game. No goals on the board. 82 seconds left in the first. Draws to the right of Payne Fielder. And it is won by NBA. Cooper Green left point, a shot. Stopped in front, rebound, score! Matt Moore. I don't think Payne Fielder made the initial save. I think it was blocked. Then it came over to the right wing side. Matt Moore jumps on it. One times it into the back of the net to give NBA a 1-0 lead with 76 seconds to go in the first. Here's Lee Guy, right wing side of the Brentwood zone. Backhander, stopped by Fielder. And he's got it somewhere in his gear. So Brentwood give up a goal, and then NBA's best player suddenly trying to cut in front right off the next draw. Draw is going to be to the left of Fielder. Draw one by Brentwood. Puck out at center, sliding into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Zane Cicerone catches up to it. Puts it out in front, but nobody in a white sweater is there. It's carried out by Caleb Kirkland on the far side. Brings it into the Brentwood zone. Puck gets away from him. They try and clear. Zane Cicerone out at center. Gets knocked off the puck by Ethan Sides. Gets back to his skates. But then he lost the puck as he carried it over the Brentwood blue line. We're inside, the NBA blue line. We're inside the final minute of the first now. Aiden Bustici takes a bump from Ethan Sides. Still gets the puck over to Callahan Fielder. 30 seconds left in the first. Here's Jack Schultz in the NBA zone. Has to drop it out of the zone for Trey Wilkins, who dumps it back in. Schultz will come to the bench for a change. Brandon Frimgen with a puck now on the end boards, passing to the near side. Brentwood trying to set up, but comes to Ethan Sides, who tries to clear it, goes off the skates of Aiden Pustici. Still in the zone. Pustici on the right wing side, sends it to the end boards. Cooper Green behind the net with it, and he will clear it out, and that's going to be it for the first. Matt Moore scoring on the power play with just 76 seconds left in the first, and NBA have a 1-0 lead over Brentwood at the end of one. Meanwhile, got a final from Rink B. Summit Page beat Independence 6-3, so Independence will be the 7th seed for the Henry Hine Cup. They finish Phase 3 with a record of 1-5-1. So that's 2 Hine Cup seeds claimed. Only one of 2 Tier 2 teams playing their regular season finale tonight. The other is USN. The other 6 teams will all wrap up the regular season on Wednesday night. Meanwhile, 4 Tier 1 teams are wrapping up their regular seasons tonight. NBA and Brentwood. Also Pope and Father Ryan. Getting ready to go with the second period of this one. Payne Fielder is still in goal for Brentwood. Hunter Wick still in goal for NBA for this second period. NBA will carry the puck towards me. Brentwood will carry it to the left of me. NBA will carry the puck from my left to right. Brentwood will carry it from my right to left. That's what I meant to say. It's 1-0 NBA as we get ready to start the second. Draws one by the Big Red. Ed Herlitzka, though, having trouble trying to get it into the Brentwood zone, so it's dumped into the NBA end by Jack Schultz. Cam Kinzer at the inboards, passing ahead to Ethan Moore. Now here's Lee Guy carrying it through center into the Brentwood zone. Left wing side, a shot hit the left shin of Kyle Barberite and went to the boards. Ethan Moore, left wing, trying to backhand it out in front. It's knocked away, and Zane Cicerone's going to carry it out. A 4-on-1 almost for Brentwood. And here's a shot in the right wing, stopped. Oh, off the right leg pad of Hunter Wick, and the rebound was sent past the net with the right-hand side of it wide open by Kyle Barberite. The initial shot came from Larson Smith. Barberite up top, shot hit the shin of Ethan Moore, and now back the other way goes Lucas Tarquin, but he left the puck behind him. It's dumped back into the NBA zone. Zane Cicerone was making his way to the bench, still inside the NBA blue line, so it was a late offside until he got on the bench. And the puck was sent out of play, I think, at the NBA or at the Brentwood blue line on the other end. And that is the first whistle of the second after 62 seconds. 12:58 to go in the second. 1-0 NBA. Draw going to be on the dot in front of the Big Red bench. Draw one by NBA, and Cooper Green shoots it on goal from center. Payne Fielder having to kick out the right leg pad to save it. Here's Green, bringing the puck back in the Brentwood zone. A shot's turned away by Fielder with a stick. Owen Seeley just inside his own zone, actually. Now going to the inboards, sending the puck around to the far side and out. Ty Essenmacher had to go off his stick at center. Cooper Green back in his own zone with it. Flips it through the air into the Brentwood zone. Aiden Pustizzi catches up to it on the far side. It's behind his own net. Hands it off. Pass ahead is intercepted by Matt Moore at center. He brings it back into the Brentwood zone. He's got the only goal of the game so far. Try to pass to the slot. Eli Stark passing over to the right wing. Trey Wick, he whiffed on it in the right circle. Turned around, looked at the net, and he whiffed on the shot. Michael DiTillo at center on the far side. Pokes it ahead. Comes back to him. Luke Ohoffen dumps it back into the NBA zone. Now it's on the near side, Trey Wick. Ahead to Lee Guy at center. Guy brings it into the Brentwood zone. Takes a shot, score! Guy crossing to the left edge of the slot. Had a screen, and he fires it into the back of the net. And NBA's leading scorer, his 21st of the regular season, puts them up 2-0 with 11:17 to go in the second. And Brentwood's GNASH Cup hopes are in danger of fading away. They are the holders of the trophy. Won it last year, beating Pope in their penultimate regular season game. Then they dropped their regular season finale to NBA. And then, of course, they went on to not win the Preds Cup, got to the second round after an easy first-round win over Independence, lost their second-round game to Mount Juliet, got put in the loser's bracket, knocked out Pope. Here's Dominic Kamsu in the NBA zone. Shot went off the stick of Cam Kinzer. Knocked out Pope, then knocked out NBA. Here's a one-timer from the slot off the left leg pad of Wick. That was from Barberite. And then got knocked out by Ravenwood in the loser's bracket final. They'll be hoping not to suffer a similar fate this year. Jack Schultz passing up top to Kamsu, who carries it down. Puck taken off his stick. Kept in the zone by Schultz. The inboards behind the net. Kamsu banks it off the boards up top. Schultz at the left point. Passes back Kamsu, left circle. Shot hit the stick of Brandon Fremgen and went to the inboards. Puck on the far side, Alex Dubé. Nope, Kamsu got to it. And got a push from Dubé and lost the puck. Guy at center. Chasing the puck back into the Brentwood zone. Barberite tried to clear. Trace Graham now carrying it down in the goal on the goal line. Tried to put it in front. It went off a stick. A Brentwood stick comes on goal, and Payne Fielder has to stop and cover. I think it hit the stick of Schultz. 9:51 to go in the second. It is 2-0 NBA. Draw is going to be to the right of Payne Fielder. Won by NBA. Cooper Green, a shot. Knocked down by Fielder. He's got it covered. Draw to the right of Fielder. Won by Brentwood. Trey Wilkins will dump it into the NBA zone. Puck is behind the net. Cooper Green picks it up. Flips it through the air out to center. Matt Moore brings it into the Brentwood zone on the right wing. Gets double teamed and loses the puck. Here's Wilkins. Clears it out. It's in the NBA zone. Cooper Green carries it out, crosses the red line, and the Brentwood zone. A slap shot hit the shins of Sevi McClure. Now here's Aiden Bustizzi. Carrying it out to center up. Got it poked off his stick by Cooper Green. Puck still ends up back in the NBA zone. It's an icing against Brentwood. 8:58 to go in the second. 2-0 Big Red. The Franklin Pope game should be done by now. So hopefully we'll get a score on that soon. Draw is to the left of Payne Fielder. There is a chance of the 5, 6, 7, and 8 seeds all being clinched tonight in the Preds Cup. I'll have to step off and look at that graphic when I get a chance. But right now with NBA leading, there's not much of a chance of that happening. NBA would have to be one of the losers tonight. Here's a backhander off the left leg pad of Hunter Wick. He stops and covers. That was from Larson Smith. So while I got a chance, so if Brentwood, Franklin, and Father Ryan were all to win tonight, NBA would clinch the 5 seed for the Preds Cup. Pope would clinch the 6th. Ryan would clinch the 7th. Rutherford would be the 8th. If Brentwood, Franklin, and Rutherford were to all win, NBA would clinch the 5. Pope would clinch the 6. Rutherford would clinch the 7. Father Ryan would clinch the 8. Puck is in the NBA zone, controlled by Michael DiTillo. And if Franklin were to win and these other two games ended in ties, NBA would clinch the 5, Pope would clinch the 6. But right now, there's not a chance of that happening. Or there is a chance of that not happening because NBA are ahead of Brentwood. If NBA win, as Dominic Kamsu brings the puck into the Brentwood zone, NBA zone, trying to put it in front, and that was knocked away. Puck comes up to the blue line and sent back down deep by Kyle Barberite, so he just kept it alive. If NBA were to win this game, they would finish Phase 3 with a record of 3 wins, 1 loss, and 3 ties. They would take the lead in Phase 3 by 1 point over Mount Juliet. There is no way for any of the top 4 seeds in the Preds Cup to be clinched tonight. No way. Have to wait until Wednesday. Here's Matt Moore in the Brentwood zone, getting knocked off the puck by Dominic Kamsu. Here's a shot from Lee Guy that just misses the net to the left of fielder. Shot was from the left circle, so Kamsu with a nice hit on Moore, but it inadvertently set up a scoring chance for Lee Guy. Puck out at center, Cam Kinzer trying to knock it away from Trey Wilkins, who dumps it into the NBA zone. Here's Cooper Green. Clearing it out. Puck sliding into the Brentwood zone, and icing waved off because Owen Seeley caught up to it right when it got to the goal line to the left of the Brentwood net. Pustizzi backhands the puck back into the NBA zone. Cam Kinzer sending it around to the near side. Big tie-up for the puck. Trey Wilkins comes up with it, passes up to the left point. Seeley, who fires it back down. Cooper Green behind his own net, gets pushed off the puck by Lucas Bowman. Graham Engelhart trying to get it over to Bowman. Now here is Matt Moore. Moore flipping it through the air to center. Ethan Moore chasing it into the Brentwood zone. It's coming towards the net, and Payne Fielder's going to have to cover it. 5:54 to go in the second, still 2-0 NBA. Draw to the left of Fielder, won by NBA. Cooper Green, a shot. Fielder holds it against his chest for the whistle. Draw's going to be to the left of Fielder again. Draw won by NBA, and a shot from Evan Smith had to be turned away by Fielder. Puck now in the NBA zone. Cooper Green battling with Ty Essenmacher. Green has it. Sends it around the boards to the near side, and it hit that little crease in the left wing corner, and instead of going around the boards, bounced back out in front. NBA controlling the puck still inside their own zone, trying to get it out. It's behind the net. Now it's on the far side. Flip through the air, back to center. Austin Pustizzi carries it back in, but Ty Essenmacher was still inside the zone, so offside called against the Bruins. 5:06 to go in the second, still 2-0 NBA. Draw's going to be on the dot across from the Brentwood bench in front of the bleachers. The Brentwood seats, to be specific. Draw one by NBA, but they give it away to Brentwood. Dominic Kamsu, left wing side of the NBA zone. Backhands it in front. Jack Schultz passing across. Kamsu, right circle shot, went into the netting above the glass. I'm not sure if that hit an NBA stick or not. I don't think it went off of Hunter Wick. And no, it was Kamsu all the way. So they're going to drop the puck on the dot. No. Everybody's lined up to the left of Fielder, but The puck is going to be dropped outside the zone on that dot in front of the bleachers across from the Brentwood bench. So it was Cam Sue who sent it out in his own. Draws one by NBA. Puck in the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Alex Dubé trying to get it over to Lee Guy. Guy with a shot from the slot that hit the stick of Kyle Barbarite. Went past the net. Puck is behind the net again. Dominic Kamsu. Passing around to the far side and out. Here's Zane Cicerone pushed into the right wing boards in the NBA zone as he got the puck around to the left wing corner. And again, it hits that little crease where the left wing corner boards meet. So there's an awkward little crease there as a one-timer from the right point goes over the net. The NBA net. That was from Barbarite. Barbarite out up top. Dumps it back into the right wing corner. Cicerone. Now Payne Fielder. Getting knocked down. Held in. Barbarite one time from the right point. Blockered away. Cicerone in the slot. Trying to go to the front of the net. And his shot hit the side of the net. Now Callahan Fielder tried to put it in front. I called him Payne a few minutes ago. When we get a whistle because the NBA net has been dislodged. 3:41 to go in the second. Still 2-0 Big Red. And as Jack Schultz and Hunter Wick share a laugh. Net put back in place, and they're going to drop the puck to the left of Hunter Wick. It's won by NBA, and again they fire it to the left wing corner, and again it hits that little crease and started bouncing out towards the front of the net. NBA player takes it, sends it down ice, it's on goal, and Payne Fielder has to turn it away. They got to look at that because that's been causing, that's 4 times now in this period that puck in the corner, that crease in the corner to my left, the left wing corner of the NBA zone, has gone off that little crease and suddenly darted back towards the front of the net. Here's the shot on the other end, score! Trey Wick with a shot that was up high for Payne Fielder. He put his hands up. It deflected, went over his head, and ended up in the back of the net. And NBA have a 3-0 lead with exactly 3 minutes left in the second. Again, Brentwood without their leading scorer tonight, Stevie Lipa. He is sick. That is taken away a lot of their power. Although they still got some pretty good players. Will Hubbard with a shot that misses the net to the right of Trey Wick, or Hunter Wick. Shot in the right point, blocked and goes out to center. That was McClure. Shots on goal for NBA are 10. I think they're shorting the Big Red a couple. Brentwood having 7 sounds about right as the Bruins are offside. Puck comes to Pustici with Hubbard still inside the zone. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the bleachers across from the Brentwood bench. Won by the Big Red, Brandon Fremgen. Getting knocked down. Here's Ty Essenmacher. Putting the puck behind the net for Larson Smith. Smith put it in front for Essenmacher. He's knocked away, still near the net. Olhoffen trying to shoot. He has to carry it around the back of the net. Puts it in front, and a shot. Nice save by Wick, and then the rebound sent wide by Larson Smith. Dominic Kamsu left point. Passing down. Smith, a slap shot. Stopped and held on to by Wick. 2:05 to go in the second. Still 3-0 NBA. Brentwood, if they lose this one, will finish phase 3 with a record of 4-3. The highest seed they could get is 3rd because, again, they and Mount Juliet have the same number of wins. But Mount Juliet beat Brentwood a couple weeks ago. So even though Brentwood beat Mount Juliet in their first meeting back in October, for seeding purposes, playoff seeding purposes, only that recent game counts. Here's Cooper Green. Passing the puck up the near side off the stick of Trace Graham. Alex Dubé carried it back into the Brentwood zone, but Lee Guy was about halfway down it. So offside called against the Big Red. Draws on the dot across from the NBA bench in front of the bleachers. Draw is won by NBA. Here's Cooper Green. Ahead to Trace Graham. Across to Dubé. Dubé, the left wing. Wanted to put it out in front. So here's Kamsu with the intercept. Now carrying around the back of his own net. Lost the puck at the left point, and Evan Smith sends it into the right wing corner. Kyle Barberite trying to clear. Held into the blue line. Cooper Green tried to send it towards the front of the net. It's intercepted. Carried out by Essenmacher. Now Dominic Kamsu. Right wing side of the NBA zone. A shot missed the net to the right of Hunter Wick. Last minute of the second. Puck comes up to the blue line. Kyle Barberite, a shot. Stopped by Wick, and he pulls in the rebound and covers. 53.1 seconds to go in the second. Still 3-0 NBA. Draw is going to be to the right of Wick. Won by NBA. Puck fired around the boards to the far side. And Eden Pastici tried to put it in front. It comes off his stick, comes to the front of the net, and it is covered up by Wick. Draw to the left of Wick, won by Brentwood. Owen Seeley having a bit of trouble with the puck. Comes out in front, Cesaroni, shot to score! Callahan fielder from the left circle, backhanded it over to the right wing side. Cesaroni got there and one times it into the back of the net. Brentwood on the board, 3-1 NBA. With 36.3 seconds to go in the second. Seeley, that was almost not a goal, though, because Seeley was having trouble with the puck near the blue line, but he was able to eventually pass it down the left wing to Fielder, who set up Cesaroni. Jack Schultz bringing the puck into the NBA zone, taking off it under 30 seconds left of the period now. Fielder trying to put it in front. Comes up to the right point. One-timer Bustiti misses the net to the left of Wick. Eli Stark trying to get it out. Stays in the zone on the left wing side. Now Trey Wick flips it ahead and kept inside the zone by Seeley, but he knocked it off of Edwin Bass and it goes out. Fielder dumps it back in. That's going to be it for the second. 2 goals for the Big Red. Lee Guy scoring an early one, and then Trey Wick getting one later in the period. But Zane Cesaroni scores for Brentwood with 36 seconds to go in the second. So Brentwood on the board, trailing NBA 3-1 at the end of 2. So waiting on a text from Todd Gross about the Franklin Pope final. That is Pope's last game of the regular season, but Franklin will play Mount Juliet on Wednesday night. Those two played to an 8-8 tie way back on October 3rd. It's almost 4 months ago. Hard to believe. It's hard to believe it's been almost 4 months since that game. I wish I'd seen that game. That game looked like it was crazy. Sounds like it was crazy. Wonder what's going on over on Rink B between Father Ryan and Rutherford. Again, whoever wins that game will be the 7th seed for the Preds Cup. The loser will be the 8. And a game that should be underway by now over in Bellevue, Nolensville and the Outlaws. If Nolensville win that game, they're the 1 seed for the Hein Cup. So Summit Page, with their 6-3 win over Independence, are now 3-2-1. Same record as Hendersonville, but they lost to Hendersonville on November 30th, so they go behind the Commandos in the standings. They move up to 5th, past Centennial, who go down to 6th. Independence will finish in 7th. They are 3 points ahead of Station Camp, who only have 1 game left. And obviously, 3 points is an insurmountable gap. When you can only get 2 points for a win. Payne Fielder still in goal for Brentwood. Yeah, Hunter Wick still in goal for MBA. With this 3rd and final period, Brentwood will carry the puck from my left to right. MBA will carry it from my right to left. Whoever wins this game knocks the other out of the GNASH Cup hunt. Ravenwood will still have a chance to win it against Rutherford on Thursday. But if it ends in a tie, Ravenwood win the GNASH Cup due to having an insurmountable goal difference over Brentwood. And NBA would be knocked out on the total wins tiebreaker. Brentwood with a puck in their zone. Coming into tonight's game, here's Lee Guy, right wing side of the Brentwood zone. Taking a shot, stopped and held onto by Fielder. Coming into tonight's game, NBA's total goal differential over the course of the regular season is plus 27. Brentwood's is plus 16. Because of GNASH rules, that goal difference is insurmountable. And even if this game ended in a tie, Brentwood's goal differential would still be plus 16 because it'd be the same number of goals scored and the same number of goals allowed put into each column. Puck back in the Brentwood zone. Now it's cleared out. Brandon Fremgen with it at center. Almost let it get away from him. He gives it away to Aiden Pustizzi. Pustizzi in the NBA zone, left wing side. Puck taken off his stick. Here's Trace Graham through center. Chipping it into the NBA or Brentwood zone. Puck out in front, a backhander from Guy off the left leg pad of Fielder. Shot it off as he was falling down. Puck on the near side. Here's Jack Schultz. He'll carry it out to center. Chips it into the NBA zone. He'll go to the bench for a change. Cooper Green behind his own net. Drops it back. Fremgen. Banks it off the boards, back into the Brentwood zone. Here's Dominic Kamsu out on the far side. Knocks it off of an NBA player. Now here is Larson Smith, right wing side of the NBA zone. Actually, no, the puck's down low in the right wing corner. Puck comes out in front of the net and drifts back over into the left wing corner, or right wing corner, excuse me. Clearing attempt held in Barbarite, passing to Essenmacher. Ty Essenmacher, puck taken away from him by Cooper Green, who's trying to clear. Held in Kamsu at the left point. He sends it towards the net. It's past the net into the right wing corner. Puck out in front. Here's Matt Moore. Puck back in the NBA end. Cicerone tried to put it in front. Nobody in a white sweater there. Kamsu keeping it alive. Here's Jack Schultz, left wing. A shot. Misses the net to the right of Hunter Wick. And here's a shot that went off a shin of Lee Guy and went past the net. Now the puck comes back out in front, and Eli Stark with it, he'll clear. Chased down by Barberite just inside his own zone. Puck passed up the near side. Here's Michael DeTillo tracking it down. Trying to drop it back. Callahan Fielder with it. Gets pushed down. Now the puck on the inboards again, far side and out. Here's Kamsu. Dominic Kamsu. Over to Barberite. Barberite just behind the red line. Now Schultz. Brings it back into the NBA zone on the right wing. Round the back of the net. Passing out to the far side. Kamsu. Now Schultz. Kamsu moving back up towards the blue line. Trying to backhand it across. Pustici with it. Pustici a shot. Little line drive gloved and held on to by Wick. 10:02 to go. Still 3-1 NBA. As it appears we do have a final for Franklin Pope. A 3-3 tie. Wow. A 3-3 tie. Man, Franklin have had one hell of a phase three. They're on, since they lost to Brentwood on November 28th, I don't think they've lost a game since. Puck out in front. Now it comes to the right point, and a shot from Seeley. Score! Seeley with a shot. Hit a bit of a screen, and it's the top corner on the right-hand side of the net. Brentwood are only down a goal now. 3-2 NBA with 9:46 to go. Brentwood with a puck in their own zone off the draw. Yes, since losing to Brentwood, (6-0) back in November 28th to kick off phase three. Franklin are on a 5-game unbeaten streak. 7-2 over Father Ryan December 5th. 3-3 tie with Ravenwood January 9th. 1-1 tie with MBA on January 11th. 4-3 win over Rutherford last Wednesday. 3-3 tie tonight with Pope. So Franklin, man. Franklin might be a wild card in the Preds Cup, man. I don't think you want to end up playing them. They might knock you out. Here's Aiden Pustici. Puck behind the net. Now comes around to the far side. Here's Larson Smith. Tried to pass. It went off of Caleb Kirkland and out. Seeley catches up to it. Passes back over to the far side. And Smith was almost stripped of the puck by Kirkland, but he bumped into Smith and went down. Seeley ahead for Olhoffen. Olhoffen back in the NBA zone in the slot, but he was all alone. Puck taken away, and here come the Big Red again. Lee Guy, left wing side of the Brentwood zone. Shoots it behind the net over to the far side. Pustici now. Back in the NBA zone. Trying to put it in front for Cesaroni, but it misses him. Cesaroni who had the first Brentwood goal late in the second. And a shot from Callahan Fielder misses the net to the right of Wick. Kamsu one-timer on the left point. Misses the net to the right of Wick. Brentwood are tilting the ice in their favor here since late in the second. Kamsu. Now Schultz. Pushed into the boards. Kamsu. Shot. I think that hit the outside of the net on the left-hand side. I'm not sure if that hit Wick or not. Puck out at center. Kamsu with it. Trying to go across to Schultz. Jack Schultz. Now Fielder, right wing side of the NBA zone. Whipped around the boards to the far side by Lee Guy. Now the puck dropped back, and here's a shot from Fielder. Cicerone that misses the net to the right of Wick. Cam Sue, right point. Over to Olhoffen. Olhoffen, a shot. Blocked in front. I think it hit Schultz. Olhoffen passing back down the wall, but intercepted. Flipped through the air, back in the Brentwood zone. Lee Guy beaten to it by Cam Sue. Cam Sue banks it off the boards back to center. Essenmacher sends it back into the NBA zone. Big tie-up for the puck on the far board. Somebody's got to shake it loose. Held in left point. Bowman, a shot off the stick of Wick. Bowman shooting from out high. Essenmacher now at the end boards. Wanted to put it out in front. And we're going to get a penalty against NBA. It's a big battle for the puck, and Matt Moore got it, but he did something he shouldn't have. Hooking. He hooked Essenmacher. So Brentwood getting their first power play of the night, down 3-2 with 5:59 to go. Draw is going to be to the right of Hunter Wick. The Bruins looking for the tying goal. And then one of these two sides would have to find a winner. Otherwise, Ravenwood will win the GNASH Cup tonight. Draw one by Brentwood. Left point Pustici. Passing down the left wing. It ends up at the end boards. Puck comes around to the near side. Barbarite. Fielder at the right point. Callahan Fielder. Over to Barbarite, who passes across to Schultz, who had a bit of trouble trying to keep Trey Wick off him, and that allows NBA to snatch the puck and clear it. Here's Barbarite. Barbarite passing ahead to Fielder. Callahan Fielder. Fell to his knees at center. Cicerone left wing side of the NBA zone. Puck ends up in the left wing corner. And Big Red come up with it. Here's Trey Wick, whose goal that made it 3-0 stands to be the game winner. He carries it into the Brentwood zone, and his shot hit the shins of Barbarite, went past the net. Minute left in the power play for the Bruins. Here's Pustici carrying it back into the NBA zone. A shot blockered up into the air, and Trey Wick gloves it just to be safe. 48 seconds left in the power play. 4:47 to go in the game. Still 3-2 NBA. Draws to Wick's right. Puck ends up behind the net. Here's Seeley now at the right point. Passing down the right wing to Larson Smith. Smith, a shot stopped and held onto by Wick. Exactly 30 seconds left on the power play for the Bruins. Draws to Wick's left. When Seeley with a shot that hit a leg, it comes out in front of the net. A backhander stop, rebound by Kempson, stopped by Wick as well. And the puck ends up being shot into the netting above the glass, but Dominic Kempson with a great chance to tie, and Hunter Wick with a big save. Net came dislodged as well. And I guess that last shot went off an NBA stick because they're dropping the puck to Wick's right. 19 seconds left in the power play. 4:18 to go in the game. 3-2 NBA. And NBA win the draw and clear it. Seeley with it inside his own zone with Lee Guy chasing him, trying to lift his stick. Maybe snatch the puck and go to the net with it. Seeley passing ahead, intercepted inside the zone by Trace Graham. A shot. Hit Lee Guy in front, guy with a backhander, stopped by Fielder, who's got it covered right when time in the penalty expired, and NBA are back at even strength, but Lee Guy Very nearly made it 4-2 NBA. Payne Fielder, fantastic in front to keep Brentwood down 3-2 with 3:59 to go. Draw is going to be to Fielder's right. One by NBA. Out high, Cooper Green, a shot. Just misses the net to the left of Fielder. He sweeps the puck towards the right wing corner. Puck now through center. Hit the skates of Mike O'Neill and slowed down a bit. Enough for Green to get to it inside his own zone. Tries to clear. Intercepted by Lohoffen, and his shot turned away by Wick. And then the rebound from Ty Essenmacher. Backhanded across the front of the net. Here's Matt Moore in the Brentwood zone. A shot. Scooped up off the ice by Fielder with a glove. He'll hang on for the whistle. We'll be bringing you that Ravenwood-Rutherford game on Thursday night. Pregame at 6:55. Puck drop's going to be sometime after 7. They've got an hour, 40-minute time slot. Both teams are doing their senior night ceremony. Ravenwood have 9 seniors to honor. Rutherford have 6. Draws to the left of Fielder. So senior night ceremony is going to be long as the draw is won by NBA. Cam Kinzer with a one-timer on the right point, a soft one-timer that ends up in Fielder's glove. 3:27 to go in the game, still 3-2 NBA. Draw one by Brentwood, Kyle Barbright. Carrying up the far boards to center. Into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Tried to pass out up top to Pustici. It goes off the board, slides past the red line, back to the side of the neutral zone near the Brentwood blue line. And the puck ends up in the Brentwood zone again after it was intercepted at center by Trace Graham. Bruins trying to get it out. Here's Zane Cesaroni passing to the far side. Aiden Pustici on the left wing, taking a shot. Gloved and held onto by Wick. 2:46 to go, still 3-2 NBA. So again, if NBA hang on and win this game, all Ravenwood would need to do is tie Rutherford on Thursday night to win the GNASH Cup. Draws to Hunter Wick's right. One by NBA. They try and get it out, but Dominic Kimsu keeps it in. However, he's forced to go out to center by Ethan Sides. Callahan Fielder dumps the puck back in the NBA zone. It's behind the net. Cooper Green backhanding it around to the near side. Trey Wick ahead to Matt Moore. Moore at center. Now left wing side of the Brentwood zone. Bumps up against Kamsu, and Kamsu gets him off the puck. Jack Schultz with it now. Schultz out on the far side. Through center. Almost got tripped. Puck poked off his stick right at the NBA blue line by Matt Moore. Now here's Trey Wick. Left wing side of the Brentwood zone. And the slot, a shot. Blocked away by Payne Fielder. Puck comes up to the blue line. Wick keeps it alive. Sends it into the right wing corner. Ethan Sides chasing after it. He gets knocked down from behind by Owen Seeley, who's going to go to the box for it. So Brentwood give NBA a late power play here. We'll see what the call is on Seeley. Seeley scored the most recent Brentwood goal. Cross check. So NBA, second power play of the game. They scored in their first one back in the first period. Minute 45 to go. They are up 3-2. And I'm surprised that Chris Orem, because the Brentwood bench is to my right, that's why I'm whispering. I'm surprised Chris Orem isn't calling a timeout. Draws to the left of Fielder. There's nothing to draw up now. Draws in the Brentwood zone. You save the timeout for when it's in your end. Here's a shot. Oh, hit the outside of the post to the left of Fielder. That shot coming from Matt Moore. Clearing attempt held in at the left point by Cooper Green. Tried to pass in front for Lee Guy, intercepted by Essenmacher. Essenmacher clears, but Matt Moore knocks it down right near the Brentwood blue line and sends it back in. Here's Olhoffen. Ahead for Pustici at center. Pustici. They're calling Payne Fielder to the bench for the extra attacker. Shot turned away And then the rebound try into the glove of Hunter Wick. Both those shots coming from Pustitsi. So the Brentwood net is empty, and they have 5 skaters out. 90 seconds left of the power play, 75 seconds to go in the game. It is 3-2 NBA, and a timeout has been called. I'm not sure by who. We'll see what Mike O'Neill says. Okay, it's Brentwood calling the timeout to set things up with an empty net. All right, so that 3-3 tie between Pope and Franklin means that Pope finished phase 3 with 3 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie. Franklin now have 2 wins, 1 loss, and 3 ties. Again, they play Mount Juliet on Wednesday night in the regular season finale for both teams. So Franklin, if they were to tie Mount Juliet, would pass Pope and take the 5 seed for the Preds Cup. Now, there is potentially a chance for no Preds Cup seeds to be claimed tonight. If that Father Ryan Rutherford game ends in a tie, Father Ryan, even though they're done with the regular season, would still have a chance to be surpassed by Rutherford, who play the regular season finale on Thursday night against Ravenwood. I'm really not sure how likely it is, though, that Rutherford even touch Ravenwood. It has not been, since that 3-3 tie with NBA back on November 30th, it has not been a good phase 3 for Rutherford. They've lost every game since. Timeout done. Draws to the left of Hunter Wick. Again, it's 3-2 NBA with 75 seconds left in the game clock. 90 seconds left in the power play for the Big Red. The Bruins have the net empty. And, NBA win the draw, and Lee Guy ends up flicking the puck out of play. So they'll drop it to the left of Wick again. Ended up flicking it into his own bench. Draw one by the Big Red. Cooper Green clears. And is this going to go for an icing? Yes, it does. Ooh. Mike O'Neill kind of hesitated on the whistle there, but NBA, they're on the power play, so they can't commit an icing. Brentwood can. 63 seconds left in the game clock. Draws to the left of Wick again. Obviously, Green trying to bank it off the boards and get a breakout pass for Guy to get an empty netter and seal this thing. Draw one by Brentwood, and a shot stopped and covered up by Wick. Exactly a minute to go. Who was that? Was that Schultz or Smith? It was Smith. Sometimes I see either a 16 or an 18. All right, sometimes I can't tell if it's a 6 or an 8 if they're on the far end of the rink. Draw to the left of Wick again inside the final minute of the third. Oh, and a one-timer from Pustitsi shanked. And the puck iced by Matt Moore. From the far board, 66 seconds left of the power play, 51.7 seconds to go in the game, 3-2 NBA. Draws to the right of Hunter Wick. And now NBA are going to use their timeout. I should note the playoff schedule has been released, the full schedule. Games start next Monday. Not all eight first-round games will be next Monday. There will be a Hein Cup game that will have to take place on Wednesday. A Hein Cup first-round game that will have to take place next Wednesday, the 1st of February. So that means there will be a Hein Cup elimination game next Friday night. Timeout's done. Draws to Wick's right. Won by NBA. Puck shot towards the empty net. And it's in. Trace Graham from in front of the right wing or left wing faceoff, got in his own zone, sends the puck down the ice into the empty net. It's a power play goal for NBA, and they're up 4-2 with 45.3 seconds to go. Puck out in front of the NBA net. Hunterwick knocking it away with a stick. Dominic Kempsu keeping it alive at the blue line. 30 seconds to go. Puck goes out in front. He scores. He one-times it into the back of the net. It ain't over yet. It's 4-3 NBA with 15 seconds to go exactly. And the Brentwood net was empty again. And they're going to leave Fielder. Are they going to leave him on the bench? These last 15 seconds, they are. Draw one by NBA. And the puck fired just past the net. Just past the empty Brentwood net to its left for an icing. 9.7 seconds to go. Draw is going to be to Wick's right. Can Brentwood score the tying goal? It's a case of, if I can't win the GNASH Cup, neither can you. Draw is to Hunter Wick's right. NBA win the draw. Cooper Green pushes it up against the boards. Big tie-up for the puck behind the net. Put out in front, but that's it. Brentwood are out of the GNASH Cup race. NBA win 4-3. And now Ravenwood only need to tie Rutherford on Thursday night, and the GNASH Cup is theirs. The Big Red complete a regular season sweep of the Bruins. Brentwood did fantastic tonight. Even without their leading scorer, Stevie Leap, out sick. So Brentwood finished phase 3 with a record of 4-3. So that means they will be at best a 3 seed for the Predators Cup. NBA finished phase 3 with a record of 3-1-3, which means at best they'll be 2, because Mount Juliet, Green Hill, Lebanon, who are currently first in Tier 1, have 4 wins. NBA have 3. So NBA are in second based on the most wins tiebreaker. So they could win the GNASH Cup but not be the 1 seed for the Predators Cup. It's crazy, I know. So let me just go back over these scores real quick, since we now have 2 games in from let's see. So Summit beat Indy. And Summit go behind Hendersonville. And Centennial drop down to 6th. Boy, if you had told me when Phase 3 started after the round robin that Centennial would be 6th in Tier 2 on the penultimate night of the regular season for them, I would have laughed at you. I would have absolutely laughed at you and thought you were nuts. I'm going to do my post-game stuff in a bit, but let me just fill this out. It's the goal scorers I thought they were, so. So, hold on here, folks. Let me move NBA up to 2nd. No, wait. NBA actually jump into the lead because they have 9 points. They have 9 points. They actually jump into the lead in Tier 1. They have 9 points, one better than Mount Juliet. But again, Mount Juliet play Franklin on Wednesday night. So if they tie that game, they would finish above NBA due to having more wins. All right, let me put in Pope. And now Franklin. All right, now. Okay, so the scores for Brentwood tonight. Zane Cesaroni, Owen Seeley, and Aiden Bustizzi. And the goals tonight for NBA were scored by Matt Moore, Lee Guy, Trey Wick, and Trace Graham had the game winner. Player of the game for me is going to be Hunter Wick in goal for NBA because Brentwood were the better team from about late in the second period on. And other than giving up 2 goals, he was stout. But that empty netter from Trace Graham saved NBA's bacon and saved their GNASH Cup hopes. As now, let me just update this. The GNASH Cup standings. Okay, so the final scores we have tonight so far, USNBA Nashville Christian beating Centennial 3-1. Summit Page beating Independence 6-3. Franklin BGA, Pope Prep CPA, GCA ending in a 3-3 tie, and just now NBA beating Brentwood 4-3. So here are the updated standings with those 4 games in the books. We'll start with the Phase 3 standings. NBA finishes Phase 3 with a record of 3 wins, 1 loss, and 3 ties. They are in the lead, 9 points, 1 point ahead of Mount Juliet Green and Lebanon, are at 4-2. But again, Mount Juliet have a chance to surpass NBA. They play Franklin on Wednesday night. Brentwood finished Phase 3 at 4-3. The best seed they can be is the 3 seed. Ravenwood 4th at 3-1-2. If they tie, they surpass Brentwood. The worst seed that Brentwood could be is 4th. Pope Prep CPA GCA finished Phase 3 3-3-1. Franklin BGA, again, they play at Mount Juliet on Wednesday night. They are 2-1-3, so they could pass Pope and take a top 5 seed. Father Ryan 1-5, Rutherford Rampage 0-4-1. On to Tier 2, the Outlaws leading there at 4-0-1. USNBA Nashville Christian finished Phase 3 4-3. They're in second. Nolensville Ensworth Lipscomb 3-0-2. They have 8 points, but they're behind USN because they have less wins at the moment. Hendersonville Station Camp Beach and Summit Page both 3-2-1. Hendersonville ahead of Summit because they beat them earlier in Phase 3. Centennial down in 6th at 3-3. Independence finished Phase 3 with a record of 1 win, 5 losses, 1 tie. They will be the 7th seed for the Hein Cup. Station Camp Liberty Creek, they are 0-6. They've been the 8 seed for the Hein Cup for almost 2 full weeks now. Now the GNASH Cup standings. NBA finished the full regular season with a record of 9 wins, 2 losses, and 3 ties. They have 21 points, 1 point ahead of Ravenwood, who are at 9-2-2. Brentwood finish at 9-4-1. They are out. They are finished with 19 points. Pope Prep, CPA, GCA. Let me fill them in here. They finish the GNASH Cup race with a record of 7-5-2. Mount Juliet, Green Hill 11 are 6-1-1, and Franklin BGA after the tie tonight 3-5-5. Crazy. Wow. So we got Father Ryan and Rutherford. They're laid over on Rink B. They should be getting close to the end of the game there. Nolensville and the Outlaws over in Bellevue. That game should be approaching the third period by now. Here's the schedule for the rest of this week. 5 games left after tonight in the 2022-2023 GNASH regular season, if you can believe it. Wednesday night's play starts at 7:10 over on Rink 1 in Bellevue. Mount Juliet, Green Hill 11 and taking on Franklin BGA. Senior night for the Admirals. Again, if they get at least a tie against Mount Juliet, they will be the 5 seed for the Preds Cup. 8 o'clock over on Rink 2 in Bellevue. The Outlaws taking on Summit Page. It's senior night for Summit. 8:30 over on Rink B here at Centennial. Nolensville, Ensworth, Lipscomb taking on Station Camp Liberty Creek. Senior night for Station Camp. They tied Nolensville back in October. They'll be hoping to win to close out the regular season. And at 8:40 here on Rink A at Centennial, Hendersonville Beach taking on Centennial. It's senior night for Centennial. We don't have a broadcast Wednesday night. And then on Thursday night, the regular season finale, North Rink at Antioch. First and probably only time this year we're going to have a game in Antioch. Ravenwood taking on Rutherford again. Ravenwood only need to tie Rutherford to win the GNASH Cup. It's senior night for both teams. We'll be on the air at 6:55. Puck drops sometime after 7. Again, Ravenwood have 9 seniors to honor, and Rutherford have 6. So 15 total seniors to recognize on Thursday night. So senior night ceremonies are going to take a while. That's why the time slot for that rink goes from 7 p.m. to 8:40. But what a game. What a game between NBA and Brentwood. They always put on great games. They've been putting on great games for about the last 7 years now. 8 years. It's been longer than that. NBA, since they won the Hein Cup. They won the Hein Cup 10 years ago. My God, it's been 10 years since they won the Hein Cup, which is the first GNASH trophy they ever won. My God. But ever since they won the Hein Cup, they have become one of GNASH's blue blood programs with 4 GNASH Cups and a Preds Cup, although they probably should have won a few more Preds Cups than just the one. But NBA win tonight, 4-3. Brentwood's regular season is over. Their GNASH Cup defense is over. They won't win it this year, but there's the Preds Cup still to chase. We'll see how things unfold over the next few weeks as we get ready for the playoffs. But we've got one more regular season game to bring you. Thursday night from Antioch. Be on the air at 6:55. Puck drops sometime after 7 between Ravenwood and Rutherford. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. Good night from Centennial. Again, our final score tonight, NBA 4, Brentwood 3.